down, we'll hear all of us soon. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for making the nation proud. And may God bless America.
These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world.
Well, President George W. Bush, with just a great speech that day. You see at the beginning when he was standing on that pile of rubble with his yelling through a megaphone and with his arm around the fire chief, and just an incredible time, an incredible speech, and how grateful I know I was that we had a president like George Bush, a president that knew the Lord, placed his trust in the Lord, and understood the resolve of the American people. Do you remember, if you are old enough, the unity that we all felt for several days after that as well? I was in a conference in my office that morning with a number of people. The meeting was over, and I came out, and of course we had a television in our lobby because of the financial news and such. And there were people in our building and those that worked for us standing around the television. And I looked at the screen and I said, oh my word, what is going on? And they said a plane ran into the World Trade Center. And I said, wow, what a horrible thing. And we were all thinking, and even on the news, that it was an accident, some kind of crazy accident. And then as we were sitting there watching and speaking, we saw the second plane coming in. It was a moment that so many of you, and I know I will never, never forget. The silence in the lobby there where we were watching, you could have heard a pin drop. Nobody knew what to say or what to think. Maybe some murmurs of, oh my God, what is going on? And it was then realized that it was a terrorist attack on our soil. And we didn't even understand then, until the first building collapsed, what the death toll was going to be. Then we hear about the Pentagon and, of course, in Pennsylvania, Somerset, those brave men and women who crashed the plane rather than rather than die in the Capitol building. Apparently that's where that plane was headed. There was a sense of unity that if you didn't actually see the unity of the American people at work, if you didn't actually see it, you felt it. It was so obvious. It was so strong. It was so powerful. And I said this morning on Twitter, if we, without the tragedy, could see that unity again, it would be hard to imagine that anybody driving, anybody in America that day could be thinking about a divisiveness of rich versus poor, of black versus white, of Hispanic versus Asian, whatever the situation. It would be hard to believe on that day and the days following that there could be any divisiveness in an American's heart about any of those meaningless, senseless, idiotic thoughts. There wouldn't be any. The thing that I will remember most about 9/11 is that unity. Hey, I want to thank you for watching the clip. We sure do appreciate it. Would you go right now, click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. That helps us. We would appreciate it. Thanks again.